And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the starting lineups for these teams. The visiting team, the Region 5 AA champions with a 23-1 record, the Osseo Orioles. Wearing the light-colored jerseys, and wearing the dark-colored jerseys is the home team, the Region 6 AA champions, a record of 18-6, the Robbinsdale Armstrong Falcons. Starting with the guards, for Osseo, number 14, Tim Jett. And for Armstrong, number 35, Scott Jankala. At the other guard, for Osseo, number 25, Doug Herman. And for Armstrong, number 23, Brian Wilkerson. At center, for Osseo, number 24, Stuart Kramer. And for Armstrong, number 55, Mike Moen. The forwards, for Osseo, number 34, Mike Corton. And for Armstrong, number 25, Jay Kirchhoff. The other forward, for Osseo, number 45, Jeff Jones. And for Armstrong, number 33, Jason Johnson. Coach Warren Boland and the balance of the Osseo official party, and Coach Larry Weeum and the balance of the Armstrong official party. The officials for this game are Jay Salmon and Terry Knopf.
All right, those are the men entrusted with what should be a pretty good ball game. Osseo and Armstrong. It's an all-Metro game. And the only loss for Osseo this year came to Armstrong by 4 points in the 17th game of the season. Any feelings, Janet, Jim, on the lineups as to what might be an important part of this game?
I think Armstrong has a real shot here. They had some injury problems, which is one reason why their record isn't quite as good as Osseo's. They played them 2 even games, and from what I saw yesterday, Armstrong was very tough defensively, and they have a bigger and deeper lineup. Of course, Osseo keeps that pressure up constantly, and it'll be up to Armstrong to try to handle it. But I think from what I saw yesterday, the sheer numbers on Armstrong's side, they ran 9 guys in and out of there. That's going to help them a lot today. Osseo not quite as deep.
Osseo is in white and Armstrong in red, and Armstrong with the ball. Brian Wilkerson, 23. Jason Johnson is 33. That goes off the hands of Scott Jankala in the backcourt. Now Jankala starting today instead of Dan Bedrick, who started yesterday's game for Armstrong. He is not in the starting lineup today. Jankala did play a lot off the bench though last night for Armstrong in their win over Forest Lake, and he tries to bounce to Mullen inside, out of bounds.
Well, it took Osseo's offense a while to really get sorted out yesterday against Apple Valley and Bob Martin underneath, but we'll see how quickly they can start today.
One thing we noticed about Osseo last night, very good passing team. Here to show it right off the bat. They move the ball quickly, they move it well, side to side, and then inside to Jeff Jones for the basket. And a violation on the inbounds. Armstrong stepping over the line on the inbounds, and Osseo will get it right back after the basket.
Jay Salmon is the referee who made the call there. Terry Knopf working along with him. Jones 2 for 2.
19 a game for Jones, and Osseo has the first 4 of the game. Jason Johnson. He took 24 shots last night. Made 8. Wow, there's a spike by Wilkerson. But he'll be called for a foul, and Jeff Jones will wind up at the line.
There goes Jones trying for his 3rd straight, looking pretty clean there on top of the ball, but they kind of got their arms intertwined. Look at it again. Wilkerson clipping him along the elbow there.
And so quickly, Jeff Jones with a chance to rack up 6 points in the first minute plus of play. Oh, missed one there.
Osseo defeated a very good Park Center team in the regional final to get here. And 2 of Armstrong's losses came to Park Center, and Mike Palamy, the Metro Player of the Year.
So the Osseo Orioles have the first 5 points of the game. Jason Johnson, Brian Wilkerson. Nice pass there, and they tried to force one inside to McComas. It didn't go. Back comes Osseo with it. McComas 45, a quick sub for Armstrong as Jones on the move draws the foul. So right away it's Jeff Jones trying to use his size, a little bit of his quickness to take advantage on the Armstrong defense, and we have a timeout. 6:03 to go first quarter. Osseo 5-0.
Well, what can we do for you?
My name is John, and I'd like to explain.
When you go to some banks to borrow money, the way you're treated is almost criminal.
What do you want the money for?
Well, I'd like to buy a...
What makes you think we should give you the money?
Well, I thought you were the ones who had it. What is this?
Just sign it.
What?
Escape to TCF. We'll give you an answer within 8 hours on all kinds of loans.
How long will it take?
We'll get back to you.
Well, you know the bad news.
Charlie
Now, here's the
Carlson
good
looks cool under pressure. But just because his shirt is dry doesn't mean he smells good. Because underarm odor is invisible, he needs Sure Solid. Sure helps protect against wetness and odor. So, Charlie, why go to work with a dry shirt and a false sense of security? Tomorrow, use Sure Solid and be just as sure about odor as you are about wetness.
I hear we have a new vice president.
Thanks.
Time for another Royal Crown Coal Attorney Trivia Quiz. It's a pretty good one. Which team is the only one to win 3 consecutive state tournament championships? Ponder it. We'll let you know the answer later in this ball game. Jeff Jones.
Turned around and smiled at Tim Jett after he missed that free throw. I don't know, it kind of rolled around there. Maybe the rims are a little bit tighter than they thought. Well, he gets a nice bounce there. 6-0.
I was going to say the rims might seem like they might be giving a little bit
Yeah,
more.
they do.
I think a lot of balls are sagging and hanging on rims that would normally be caroming off.
McComas was a real horse inside yesterday for Armstrong. Came off the bench and made some key plays. Jankala, as you mentioned, starting.
But he has his pocket picked by Tim Jett. And Jett winds up with the loose ball. Had a pitch to Kramer there for an open shot, but didn't do it. Instead, it'll be Jones for 3. And Jason Johnson clears it for Armstrong. And a careless pass. Herman. And it's Doug Herman going in for the basket. And Osseo leads 8-0.
Herman faked like he was going to pass over to Jones, but took it himself. Nice play.
Giving it off to Jason Johnson.
That Armstrong Forest Lake game last night got off to a real slow start offensively, and I'm sure Armstrong didn't want the same thing to happen today because Osseo's a much higher scoring team than the Rangers of Forest Lake.
Doug Herman there on the foul. Here's his basket a moment ago.
Well, the press, the constant press for Osseo forced the turnover, and Herman intercepts it and finishes it off.
And Armstrong on the board on Brian Wilkerson's jump shot. But back the other way, and Jones can't put it down for Osseo. Here's Wilkerson.
Tough shot there.
Jett tried to draw the foul, but it was too late. No call. It was a good call.
Nice body control by Wilkerson.
Excellent.
Well, it's 8-4 Osseo. Kramer missing. Jones is there. Put back. And another chance for Kramer, and it will count with a foul. Boy, Jones and Kramer, they're both only 6'3", but between the two of them, that's 40 points a game. That's productivity.
Fundamentally, they are so sound. And Stuart Kramer doing a textbook job on the offensive rebound, snatching it down, little pump fake to get the defense in the air, drawing the foul nicely. So many players are in such a big hurry when they get the offensive rebounds to get the other shot up. There's Wilkerson on the other end. Nice shot.
The Pedrick and Moen have come into the game for Armstrong, exercising some of that depth.
And so is this man, 21, Paul Gustafson. I don't even think he played last night against Forest Lake. I don't recall him playing, and he hits a basket right away and now has a steal. Kirkhoff, Wilkerson, and that's 4 for Armstrong.
3 baskets for Wilkerson in the early going, and they didn't score for the first 3 minutes, and now they're right back in it.
Osseo by 3, 3.5 to go first quarter. And Jones is fouled by Jason Johnson.
53, Matt Nigan.
There's Johnson.
Here's Jones taking it to the basket, and an obvious foul there on Jason Johnson.
And that gets us to a timeout. 3:31 to go first quarter at the boys basketball tournament. Osseo leading by
3. Just a little piece of mind. Give me some peace of mind.
You can find it in a quiet moment or in a child's laughter. And now you can find it in a health plan.
Everybody wants peace.
Preferred Gold. From Blue Cross and Blue Shield.
Come on, everybody, do that kick. Health kick, milk's that kick. Working out or kicking back, enjoying the view. Milk's calcium and vitamins keep working for you. Kick, 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 milk. It's a high country way, drinking milk every day. America's favorite health kick, milk.
afraid to even ask people to guess what that is. It's like the beep with your ear. I was going to buy earplugs today. I've forgotten about high school sports. Coming over today after Williams Arena last night, we were right near a couple of bands.
Like a rock and roll station, the music never stops.
Right. Stuart Kramer fouled on the inbounds.
Well, Armstrong's got their feet under them, and we may see that real close, good ball game we've been anticipating after Osseo jumped out to an 8-0 lead.
On a 55 moment, his first.
Look at the Armstrong bench, Coach Larry Weem.
Kramer shooting two.
Stuart Kramer right back at the line to shoot two. Lucky fingers get Osseo 2 more points, and it's 13-8. Armstrong in the right up with it. Matt Nigan, 53, played a lot last night. Armstrong uses its bench, and inside a foul. They're going to get Mike Horton on that. They called on Jeff Jones, his first team second.
Good move.
Yeah. Quick. We didn't see that much offense from Wilkerson last night.
Well, he only averages 10 a game. He's got 4 baskets already.
Herman across for Osseo. All the way in. Jones, nice move. Shot won't go and rebounded by Jason Johnson.
Armstrong seems prone to leaving their feet on the other end. Osseo doing a nice job of using the fakes.
Missing Kramer rebounds. If Armstrong keeps playing defense like that, they'll get in foul trouble, won't they, Janet?
Exactly, because Osseo doing a nice job. I think they recognize it well. And Kramer and Jones, of course, smart offensive players.
Nigan rebounding the miss. 2:25 to go in the quarter. Up-tempo game. Wilkerson the miss. What a tap that try there by Johnson. Almost got it down.
Tim Jett hollers at Kramer as he goes by. They want to see a little more offensive development here.
Mike Court to Jeff Jones. Jones banked in a three-pointer late in the game last night. There's a three-pointer for a swish. He banked one in last night to help key Osseo's 15-point rip at the end of the game to beat Apple Valley.
Oh, he should have taken that one right in there. He had a lane to the basket, but Johnson thought he saw a teammate, threw it away.
Mike Moen not quite ready for that pass. Seems like Osseo really relies on the three-point shot more than most teams we've seen in the AA. They're shooting, as a team, 38% from three-point range. Jeff Jones on the other end showing he can play inside and out. That's a pretty good percentage for a three-point range, though.
They really have to have some shooters when you see that their tallest starter is 6'4".
Just to convert that, Matt Bagley, you make 4 out of 10 three-point shots. You'd have to make 6 out of 10 two-point shots to get the same number of points up. The 38-3 actually very, very good.
It's kind of strange that in a metropolitan school of 2,300 people, there's not a player taller than 6'4".
Yeah.
They're the largest school in Class AA this year.
Armstrong right behind them.
Tim Callanan, 55 for Osseo in the game, fouling.
These two schools, of course, in the same conference and really kind of neighbors up there in the northern suburbs. And many of the kids Jessica Fiebelkorn was telling me from these two schools know each other. And that includes the basketball players, of course.
Armstrong is a big guy in the game. This is not him. That's Jay Kirkhoff with the basket. 6'11" Grant Johnson, number 43, a junior in the game for Armstrong. Under a minute. Jet, Herman, three-pointer, no. And the rebound Kirkhoff for Armstrong. Falcons running down 4, Wilkerson. Johnson will run it down. This is going up, you know that.
Good rebound. And the big fella gets the foul. Grant Johnson trying to finish off Wilkerson's miss.
So Grant Johnson fouling, that's his first, and with 35 seconds left in the quarter, we'll go the other end and shoot as Jeff Jones comes back in for Osseo and gives Kramer a rest.
Foul is Grant Johnson's first.
Last night, Osseo's front line really was the thing that damage in the game with Apple Valley. Their front line, Jones, Corton, and Kramer, combined for 40 points and 15 rebounds, and that's really what did it for them. Glance up at the clock by Gustafson, and a three-point shot by Kirkhoff missing. Johnson's put back, good, and it counts in a foul.
Jason Johnson trying to get a better offensive start than he had yesterday against Forest Lake. 2 for 13 in the first half. He finished strong, but I'm sure he'd like to get off to a better start today, and this will help.
It does help to get better percentage shots and for your early shots in the game to be close to the basket so that you can get some confidence. And certainly that was one that may help him today.
Tim Callanan fouling, his second. And Armstrong is within 1 now after Osseo scored the first 8 points of the game. Similar situation as in our first game when Corey scored the first 8. Cloquet eventually wound up leading at halftime. Callanan got it in with 3, and the quarter will end. I'm not sure the Osseo players really had an idea about the clock. Again, there's no end clock, and the scoreboard at center court so high you really can't see it. Well, Callanan got it down with 3 seconds to play, and after 1 quarter at the Civic Center, it is Osseo 18, Armstrong 15 at the boys basketball tournament.
Where are we?
I wish we were home eating Frankenberry cereal, the dreamy part of this complete breakfast.
Yeah, scrumptious strawberry-flavored marshmallows.
Even we like strawberry marshmallows.
If you're not too scared, just stay put. You'll see the unseen.
Mr. Bigfoot.
The Bigfoot. Bigfoot?
Bye-bye. Bigfoot, 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 Bigfoot. You too can see what Bigfoot looks like on boxes of Frankenberry cereal.
Bigfoot.
There's something you might want to know before you decide to start smoking. Smokers go through a lot more than just cigarettes.
At St. Paul Civic Center, AA semifinal action in the 1988 boys basketball tournament. Osseo leading Armstrong by 3.
You look at the Osseo cheerleaders. They were very instrumental in helping me track down Jessica Feeblecorn. Just ran up into the section and they found her.
I thought you were going to relive other moments in your life, Jim, when cheerleaders have been instrumental. I guess we'll save that for another time. Jeff Jones driving in his foul. No, charging foul on Jeff Johnson. Or Jeff Jones, excuse me. That's going to be his second foul. Jones perplexed by that call. Let's watch. Well, he's got reason to be. The man left his feet on defense. Jason Johnson.
Quick hands for Osseo. You can see why they rebound well despite being a little bit shorter. They get those balls when they come down around waist level.
That's a long put up by Corton that misses a two-point shot. And a held ball, and possession arrow now favors Armstrong.
Look at Jay Solomon.
Jason Johnson. There's a nice play by Johnson, Grant Johnson, as he kept the ball up high, couldn't put the shot in.
Armstrong's getting some good opportunities on offense. Johnson hasn't warmed up yet. Wilkerson hit some early, and they're getting some putbacks too, but they haven't been able to get even yet with Osseo.
Wilkerson, well, he warmed up. One thing I love when you say hasn't warmed up yet, how many misses does Jason Johnson need before he warms up? Shooters are fun to watch, though, because they never stop shooting.
That's right. He won't stop shooting. He does have the same mentality that eventually he's going to start. I think he needs to try to get himself better shots and even try to get in closer and drive more.
Bill Romer. And the rebound grab by Jankala, and he is fouled by Callanan. And so Osseo's Tim Callanan off their bench has picked up 3 fouls in the first half.
55, Callanan. His third foul.
So we'll go the other way and shoot.
Armstrong will have a chance to take that lead.
Now Stuart Kramer will come back in for the Orioles, replacing Callanan. How hard was it, Janet, when you were playing if you missed your first 2 or 3 to keep shooting? That's kind of a loaded question, I know.
I mean, it's hard, obviously, but I think what I was alluding to earlier is that you need to try to get better shots for yourself and give yourself a better opportunity to get on the board. I went games where I went 0 for 8, and I guess I just had to keep shooting. I might hit the next 8. I'm not sure if Jason Johnson's really a streak shooter or not, but you try to set yourself up for success, and it's difficult to come out at the beginning of a game if you're not hot and keep shooting the long-range bombs.
So Armstrong has the lead in this game for the first time at 19-18. Bellarmine for 3, missing for Osseo, and it's run down by Wilkerson. Jay Kirchhoff in trouble and fouled at midcourt by Bellarmine, I believe.
Fouls on 32. Bellarmine is first.
There comes Kirchhoff driving across the center court line, kind of gets sandwiched there, and he goes to the line. Free throw is important now, both teams in the bonus. Second leading scorer on the starting 5 behind Jason Johnson.
His 3rd point of this game. Played almost 2 minutes of the second quarter, and Armstrong now has a 3-point lead. This is an 11-2 run they're on, and they steal it again, taking it away are the Falcons, and back comes Jason Johnson. Wilkerson. And Kramer rips the rebound down for Osseo. The Fellerman. And the three-pointer missing by Jones. Oh, look at the quickness of Wilkerson. Almost got to that ball. Romer saves it. Pass batted away inside. Osseo will keep it. That gets us to a timeout. We'll break with 5:36 to play in the first half at the Civic Center. And it's Armstrong now leading Osseo 21-18.
From the Northland Ford Quality Showcase. Looking for performance? Check out Ford. 87 Car of the Year intercooled Ford-injected Thunderbird Turbo Coupe. Aerodynamic Pioneer, high output 2.3 liters, touring suspension, Tempo GL Sport. GT version of the world's bestseller, Hemi had 1.9 multi-port injected Escort GT. The Legend, Ford injected V8, 5 liters, 225 horsepower Mustang GT. And you ain't seen nothing yet.
Here's what farmers have to say about the grass control they get with Eradicane.
Since we've switched to Eradicane, we're enjoying a 100% grass control. We have a big problem with foxtail, and Eradicane is doing a wonderful job.
I had excellent control over giant foxtail and a few broadleaf weeds. When you consider the cost savings, we're going to have to look at it next year, too.
For better grass control than Dual or Lasso, farmers like you are switching to Eradicane.
Beginning Monday afternoon, you can double your fun with the Facts of Life at 5 and 5:30. Happy Days comes your way at 6 right here on Receptive Channel 9.
Always under the scrutiny of the lens. It's tough for 16, 17-year-olds. Imagine the fact that they're on statewide television means something to a lot of these people. Jason Johnson was saying that last night.
I think if you're a coach in the state tournament, though, you try to keep your team as focused as you can, and you try not to talk about or think about rankings or tournament formats or outside things other than just the game at hand. As a player, I think it's most important not to get caught up in all of that. We didn't read the newspapers every day. We just came to play ball and really took it one game at a time.
McComas blocking Jones's shot out of bounds. Osseo in white with the ball. Armstrong in red, the three-point lead. 5 minutes to go in the first half. Romer here has got a three-point shot all to himself. They're not even guarding him, and Osseo doesn't even look to inbound the ball.
Well, maybe this is a result of playing him twice and knowing Romer isn't a big factor in the offense, but you're right, they sure left him alone.
It's funny because Romer made some shots last night for Osseo, but there's the big man inside. Jones getting the basket and a foul.
Jones started very fast in this game. Now has a chance to tie it again for Osseo.
Colin McComas picks up his second foul for Armstrong, and Jones will shoot.
Jeff Jones uses his body well inside. He's strong enough to be able to put the basket in, but he really draws a lot of contact.
12 points already for Osseo's Jeff Jones. We're tied at 21. Jankala, Jason Johnson. Dan Nebedrick, 13, is in. And Romer flashing in for the steal for Osseo. And Kramer. What was nice about that play, now Osseo threw about 5 passes there where the ball never touched the court.
Quick passing, Stuart Kramer doing a nice job on the fake, classic little baseline move.
Foul here on Osseo at the other end. But for young people watching wherever they are watching, that's the way teams play basketball. When you're in a real team game, the ball moves quickly, it doesn't touch the floor, the players move.
Exactly, Osseo is certainly prides itself on their team play. And it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch a team that passes the ball well.
Kind of a simple rule in basketball, but when it's followed, it makes for exciting viewing. The man who's open gets the ball.
Go, but the ball stolen by Nebedrick for Armstrong. And Nebedrick. Jason Johnson. Jankel is the open man. And they get a foul on Armstrong. They continue to get a flurry of substitutions. Osseo leading here by 2 with 3:41 remaining in the first half.
Kirchhoff charged with the foul for Armstrong, and Jones goes back to the line.
First foul on Kirchhoff.
45 Jones.
So Jones, who didn't have a big scoring night last night, he had 15, but he had 7 of those down the stretch for Osseo. Up the big first half, missing the front end. Here's Jason Johnson. Kirchhoff open for 3. Nice rebound there by Stuart Kramer. Got up well. Doug Herman to Jeff Jones.
Armstrong zone very tough, not letting people flash through the lane and get the ball. Finally tried from outside.
One of the few shots by Jet. He missed it. Armstrong cannot corral the rebound. And that gets us to a timeout. We'll break with 3:06 to play in the first half. And Osseo leads by 2 at the boys basketball tournament.
Sometimes seems like this is the only way to get money out of your bank. Escape to TCF. With Command Credit, you can write yourself a loan anytime. And the interest may be deductible under the new tax code. See your tax advisor.
Howdy.
Come on, boys.
It was reliability brought down to earth. A new high-efficiency gas furnace that is so advanced it seems almost simple. The 9580GF from Tempstar.
Available at the Minigasco Appliance Center nearest you.
Well, there's the answer you've been waiting for. The Royal Crown Coal Attorney Trivia Quiz. All right, quickly, who was the starting 5? Janet, Jim?
Bob Zender, Jake Kudrowski, Dave Shellhouse, Jeff Wright, and Jay Bennett. For at least 2 of the 3 years.
Not bad.
Bob Zender started all 3 years, went on to play at Kansas.
Shellhouse, he played, right? He played.
It was a different Shellhouse than the guy who went to Purdue.
Right.
Now the Moorhead State basketball coach.
That's right.
There's Armstrong with the ball in red. They're down by a bucket after leading briefly in this quarter. Armstrong's leading scorer, Jason Johnson, just 3 points thus far. So now 5.
Forgot Roger Shelper. He's a friend of mine, too.
Armstrong basket by Jason Johnson.
They imported him from Illinois.
Back when you could do that, huh? Stuart Kramer. Herman.
Tie game with 2 minutes to go in the half.
Well, Johnson comes out with a steal. Jones hit the deck.
3 men on him.
Tough battle for the ball. Kramer and Johnson held ball, and the arrow to Osseo. Jones looking around for Osseo. He's playing with 2 fouls, so he has to be a little careful, and he feels like he's getting beat on inside. Kramer. Out to Herman. We got Jones and Herman. Big rebound tied up by Johnson and Kramer, and this time the arrow to Armstrong.
Armstrong 25, Jake Kirchhoff.
Well, Armstrong's 2-3 zone defense really looks good, Jim. Did they play that against Forest Lake yesterday? Is that what? I know they took Forest Lake completely out of the game, shutting down Vance and Carter.
They played pretty much man-to-man last night.
Nice basket there. Matt Nigan, he took a bump. Still made the shot. And Armstrong back in front by a bucket. A minute and a half to go in the first half. Jeff Jones, that's a three, and he hit it.
He likes that left-hand corner.
Just when their offense starts to sag a little, Jones has been able to pick them up twice now.
And Jones now has scored 15. Armstrong throws it away. And with a minute 9 to play in the half, Osseo gets it back.
Kevin Mulder doing the honors. He is the editor of the Full Court Press, a new basketball publication. Played at Morehead State with my brother.
Where do you play high school ball?
Renville.
Thought I'd get you there.
One of 4 Mulder brothers, I believe. Okay.
Boy, nice move into traffic by Tim Jett. Out in the air a long time to get that shot off. And Osseo now leads by 3. Gustafson. Armstrong off to Wilkerson. At a 10-point first half for the Falcons. And they get a 12-point half. He only averages 9.9 a game. 12 in the first half. Well, that's a 6'11" big man playing out for it. Spiking the shot from Jeff Jones.
Grant Johnson's playing a lot more tonight than he did last night. Evidently they feel that he can help them plug up the middle, and he sure did that time. He plugged up the perimeter, swatting that shot by Jones away.
Herman, beautiful tip by Stuart Kramer.
He is really impressive on the inside.
Well, you know, at 6'3", playing there all year, he's used to working hard to get his business done.
7 seconds, and they take the ball away, and a held ball. It's going to give it back to Osseo for a last shot with 5 seconds, and they lead by 3. Beauty of Kramer's tip was he didn't even have position. He had to go over the Armstrong player. Nigan tipped that ball in. 5 seconds, Osseo with a chance. There's the play. Jeff Jones for 3. And will count. What a way to end the half. 2 straight tip-ins on offensive rebounds by Stuart Kramer. Watch this last one.
Well, the 1-2 punch offensively for Osseo all year. Jones and Kramer averaging around 20 points each. Jones just misses the 3-pointer, but here comes Kramer working hard in traffic, tipping it in.
Beautifully done. We're at halftime at the Civic Center. Osseo 32, Armstrong 27 in the 1988 boys basketball tournament.
There are some people who like the taste of Coke. And yes, there are some people who like the taste of Pepsi. But there will always be some people who go out of their way for the great taste of RC Cola.
This is Rent-A-Center the way you may never see it. Quiet. A good time to show you around and let you know you can count on us for some of the best rent-to-own prices in town. On furniture, appliances, stereos, and TVs. The fact is, our everyday prices are often lower than the competition's specials. And if you're not happy, we'll give you back your first week's rent. Now that's a great deal. Rent-A-Center. Count on us for a great deal.
Have you heard about this left brain, right brain stuff? Hey, take this steak. The left brain is supposed to understand that in a balanced, varied diet, a lean, trim, 3-ounce portion can easily fit within the leading dietary guidelines. That's logical. The right brain just knows it's good. That's emotional. Nice thing about sirloin, makes the whole brain happy. Beef. Real food for real people.
Terry Williams back at the St. Paul Civic Center, halftime of our second-class AA semifinal game. There is the Osseo leading Armstrong out of Robbinsdale, 32-27. A couple of good tips at the buzzer for the Orioles, give them the 5-point lead. In the earlier semifinal game, it was Cloquet falling a little bit short to Ricori. The Lumberjacks led by 3 at halftime, but lost by 12. Nevertheless, a good season for Cloquet. Let's take a closer look at the Cloquet Lumberjacks.
Cloquet Senior High School, with a student population of 771 students, has always been well known for its academic leadership in northeastern Minnesota. In fact, Cloquet Senior High has been designated by the President of the United States and the United States Department of Education as a National School of Excellence. Our high school, which contains grades 9 through 12, is located within a city of over 11,000 people. It is also only 17 miles from the city of Duluth. Lumberjack athletic teams have participated in many state competitions, with our ski team holding a record 12 state championships. Individuals and teams have participated at the state level in track, golf, hockey, swimming, rifle, boys and girls basketball, and for the past 2 years in football. We also have a year-round intramural program for both boys and girls. Overall, in our athletic program, which is an integral part of the total educational experience, our school boasts 9 boys and 8 girls athletic teams. In music, Cloquet has long been known for its pep band, an excellent orchestra, and an outstanding vocal music program. Cloquet's drama department features a fall musical, a 1-act play, and a 3-act play. We have gained a reputation as a leader in the drama department. Strong academic offerings feature a variety of quarter, semester, and year-round courses in all areas and for all levels of ability. Our school has become a part of the International Baccalaureate program, which offers students a chance to earn college credit while still in high school. We also have started the open enrollment policy to any and all students. Other co-curricular activities include a variety of groups to encourage both school spirit, learning, and fun, such as cheerleading, majorettes, dance line, spirit drama and AFS clubs, student council, and the Letter Winners Club. Other school activities include Project Close-Up, future problem solving, jazz band, knowledge bowl, math team, and mock trial. Overall, the quality of life at Cloquet High School is superb. We appreciate the past heritage of the Lumberjacks of old and take pride in the Lumberjacks of Cloquet Senior High School today. The last time the Lumberjacks were in the state basketball tournament was 1963, and now we're back in 1988.
Well, a closer look at Cloquet. They'll be playing for third place in the 1988 Minnesota Boys Basketball Tournament. Back with more halftime festivities. Osseo leading at 5-5.
The KMSP TV Sports Challenge brought to you by Snapper, America's Choice. He went from Jackson State to become the NFL's all-time leading runner. Who is he? Back with the answer after this message.
Harold's the envy of the neighborhood. Since he got his new set of wheels, a Snapper lawn tractor. Sam was surprised. It had tilt steering. Don drooled over the twin bag catcher. Carol was captivated by the powerful high vacuum action. And the 12 forward speeds floored Phil.
Harold, finished?
Almost. Snapper's a first-class ride. Problem is, who rides first? It's a snap with Snapper.
He's Walter Payton of the Chicago Bears, and he's run for over 15,000 yards, the most in NFL history. Call now, 1-976-1000, and win your choice of dozens of valuable prizes and sports merchandise. Answer 3 questions correctly, and you're a winner with our KMSP TV Snapper Sports Challenge.
Won't be long till basketball on a different level comes to town. The NBA, the Timberwolves. Jim Gillen standing by with 2 of the staff members of that team.
Of course, the Midwest is a great place to live, the Twin Cities in Minnesota, but there was just one cultural experience missing since about 1959 when the Lakers pulled up stakes, and Bob Stein has been very instrumental in bringing NBA basketball back to Minnesota as the president now of the Timberwolves, and Tim Leiweke, as director of marketing, is along with me. And Bob, I guess we'll start with you. I know that you've received a lot of congratulations for landing a franchise and all of that, but and many people think that the work is over, but really it's kind of just beginning for you, isn't it?
That's the way it seems to me, Jim. It's been real exciting. We've got tremendous support, and when we see the great support for high school basketball and think that we can contribute to it, we're very enthusiastic.
Tim, I know you came up from down Missouri way to join the Timberwolves. And it's really like, as the director of marketing, maybe you were surprised a little bit to see that the marketing is already underway and people are picking up T-shirts and banners everywhere they can get them. People are excited about NBA already.
Yeah, I think what surprised me more than anything else is the fact that this area up here is really underestimated as far as being a great sports town. The first month I was in town, I got a chance to go to the hockey tournament, and that just flipped me out to see that type of electric atmosphere. And then with the basketball tournament here and the response we've had with season tickets and our merchandise, this is really one of the best sports towns I've ever seen any place in the country. And I think that the Timberwolves are going to do extremely well because of that. And also, I think this town's ready for the NBA to return.
Bob, I know that you're very community-oriented in your early experiences here, and the scholarship program that many NBA teams have employed is going to continue here in Minnesota, isn't it?
Well, we're doing it a little differently, Jim. All the other teams we know are giving 2 scholarships. We decided to give 4, partly in recognition of the fact that Minnesota has the highest graduation rate of high school students of any state in the country. And we think a lot of what we should do is support high school students and high school athletics and boys and girls basketball at every level. So we're going to announce this afternoon our 4 winners of college scholarships from the Timberwolves.
Okay, and we'll be back with more in just a moment. Over to Perry Williams.
Well, thank you, Jim, and we're looking forward to the Timberwolves coming here about a year and a half away. We're only a few minutes away from second half action of the second Class AA semifinal matchup.
Minnesota is known for a number of good things like 10,000 lakes, high-tech industry, Twins baseball, and special little pickles called baby dills. And only Gedney, a little Minnesota pickle company, makes them. We start by using fresh, young, homegrown cucumbers for their smaller size and crispy texture. Then we lightly process them to retain their freshness and crunch. Try them and enjoy our pride and joy. Gedney Baby Dills, Minnesota born and bred.
Confused about legal problems? Dial lawyers. L-A-W-Y-E-R-S. Straight answers, sound advice.
In the third world, every minute of every day, a child under the age of 6 goes totally and irreversibly blind. The cause? Nutritional blindness, a lack of vitamin A. One of these, a megadose of vitamin A, can halt the disease. Every dollar you give to the Helen Keller International Child Sight Program provides a young boy or girl with this sight-preserving vitamin and saves one more child from a life of blindness. Nutritional blindness has trapped so many children in a world without sight. This year, another 500,000 children will meet the same tragic fate unless caring people like you help. Please call. $1 a child is all it costs. A gift of $20 can save the sight of as many as 20 boys and girls. Pick up your phone and tell the operator how many youngsters you want to help. Remember, they can't wait long. Call now. These kids don't have a minute to lose.
This is KMSP TV, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Back at the Civic Center, Janet Carvin is standing by with a gentleman who makes our job a whole lot easier. Janet.
Thank you, Barry. He sure does. It's Larry Larson, the administrative assistant for the Minnesota State High School League. Larry, we were talking about the field this year, and the first day of action was really exciting, especially from the offensive end. We've had some very, very high-scoring games.
Really some offensive power up and down the court. I had to get the record book out again this morning. When the last time we had 2 winning teams on the quarterfinal round at night or in the afternoon, and the first round get more than 80 points in a game, and it goes all the way back to 1957, and Minneapolis, Roosevelt, and Red Wing had victories that year. And I think there's some individual players that are really scoring well, too. We had a boy this morning from Waseca that scored 37 points, and that's the most since Randy Brewer back in 1979. So it's fun to watch the great shooting that we're having in the tournament.
Well, I know Waseca had a great game at what they scored in the 90s this morning against Bertha Hewitt. I think three-point shot has made a difference and is one of the big reasons for that increase in the higher scores.
Definitely, that's a factor. But I do think the kids are getting up and down the court, too. We're seeing a lot of run and shoot and good offensive basketball.
It seems like that really has been the style of play for the tournament. Larry, we sure appreciate your help from the media standpoint, all of your assistance and statistics and getting everything lined up for us. And thanks for another great year of basketball.
Thanks, Janet.
Okay, let's go back to Perry Williams.
Thanks, Jen. I'm getting ready for second half action here. Class AA semifinal. Osseo over Armstrong.
When you've applied for a loan, the first thing you want is a fast answer. The last thing you want is to wait. And wait. And wait. And wait. Escape to TCF. We'll give you an answer in 8 hours on all kinds of loans.
Behold, it's Count Chocula cereal, the dreamy part of this complete breakfast.
And look, loads of chocolatey marshmallows, too. Who's big?
Footsteps.
Let's see. Big footsteps.
Must be Bigfoot.
He's big.
He's mean. He's never been seen. Bigfoot. 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 You too can see what Bigfoot looks like on boxes of Count Chocula cereal. Bigfoot.
Hi, Dad. Jane.
Hey, Jim.
Cool.
I think we're a success.
Where'd you learn to use all this stuff?
Training at the Technical Institute, Jim. That's how I got my job here.
I still don't know what I'm gonna do yet.
Jim, whatever career you decide on, just make sure that the school that you choose puts you to work when you finish.
We're back courtside at the Civic Center looking at the halftime numbers. The one thing Osseo did last night so very well to beat Apple Valley was force turnovers. They did the same thing in the first half here, and that appears to be the one major difference in the numbers.
Yeah, that's really about all to choose from in the first half. All-out press by Osseo, forcing the 12 turnovers, and they committed just 5 themselves.
The alarm clock, is the alarm ringing? There we go, ready to play. And it's Armstrong in red with the ball. Osseo last night forced 9 more Apple Valley turnovers than they committed, 7 more from Armstrong in the first half. Jankala starts the second with a hoop for Armstrong. Mike Court 34, Tim Jett 14, 25 Doug Herman for Osseo in white. Jeff Jones 45 was the key first half scorer with 15 points for Osseo. Nice pass down low, but Kramer couldn't get the layup. But Kramer will turn around and go right back and go to the line. And of course, at the end of the half, it was Kramer with back-to-back offensive rebound baskets.
There's the nice pass inside to Kramer, and he's very smooth along that baseline. He really works it well. That time he didn't get the basket, it goes to the line.
Good patience shown by Osseo to get the percentage shot inside, working the ball around against the zone.
11 points and 6 rebounds already for the junior, Stuart Kramer. Jason Johnson had 8 first half rebounds for Armstrong. Johnson has 5 points with the ball now. Moen. Kirkhoff. Nice pass by Moen to Jay Kirkhoff for the basket. Jet back in traffic, and the basket counts, and a blocking foul called on Moen.
Tough break for Armstrong there, big collision, and it looked like the foul call could have gone either way. Kirkhoff making a basket on the other end is important for Armstrong. He needs to get warmed up offensively. He had just 4 in the first half, and he's their second leading scorer during the season. Here comes Jet. Moen kind of still coming out at him. A lot of contact there, and it went against Moen.
Tim Jett is goalie on the soccer team. Been all conference for the last couple of years, and really is quite a speedster. Shows a lot of stamina.
Grant Johnson, number 43, is back in for Armstrong. He's their 6'11 junior.
Here's Jet.
Tim Jet. That's a charge. Good call there. Jankala did an excellent job getting back on defense.
I don't think Jet expected him to be there. He made that nice move. He does a little reverse pivot here. Steps back, but Jankala anticipated it well.
Clearly at position. Jet's, his spin didn't take him anywhere. He spun right around the same spot. He didn't spin to avoid the man. Jason Johnson. Good move on his own rebound. A block by Kramer, and they'll get a foul. And that will put Johnson at the line.
Here comes Johnson getting his own rebound off the miss. Jones takes a swipe there.
Well, he timed the block well, but he must have got him with the body.
33, Jason Johnson.
First foul on Kramer, so Johnson will shoot two. We've played almost 2 minutes here of the third quarter. Osseo the lead right now by 4. Rocori beat Cloquet earlier to advance to tomorrow's AA final against the winner of this game. And a basket by Tim Jet. Nice transition by Osseo. And on a triple team, they get Jones on a foul, and that is going to be 3 on Jeff Jones.
Fouls on Jones. 45, his third, and the team's third.
And that brings us to a timeout. 5:49 to go, third quarter. Osseo leading Armstrong by 6 at the boys' basketball tournament.
He was either crazy or a man of great vision. For at age 60, Gutzon Borglum said he would move 1,000,000 tons of rock to create here the faces of America. He sought a tribute to freedom big enough to match the vision of the minds who shaped America. And with the force of dynamite and the cold steel of the jackhammer, Borglum compassionately created Mount Rushmore. Their granite eyes gaze 100 miles across the emerald forests of South Dakota's Black Hills. Millions of acres in 4 national parks. Experience this land of giant visions. For free travel information, call now. Experience the American adventure. Dakota, South Dakota.
Here's Osseo finishing off a break.
Pass from Doug Herman to Tim Jet. Nice little spin move.
That time his spin did take him somewhere. And Armstrong with the ball, trailing by 6 now.
And now fouls. Herman playing aggressive defense on Jason Johnson. His whistle. That's third foul on Doug Herman.
He knew he had committed the foul. He's not giving Johnson any space at all.
Osseo has to feel if they can prevent Jason Johnson from getting a hot streak, they'd have a pretty good shot at closing this thing out. Kirkhoff missing a 2. Kramer did a great job of blocking at the big man Johnson, but he got no help from teammates. So Armstrong runs down the ball, and Jankala hits a 3.
Well, it was Jankala who rescued that ball as it was heading out of bounds. He's played a strong game here and hit a couple of big outside shots this quarter.
Pass came from Brian Wilkerson. He's also played a real good game.
Both of these teams have a chance to be back here next year. Each starting 3 juniors among the first 5, and Armstrong bringing mostly juniors off the bench.
Jet. Jeff Jones touching it down low to Kramer. A miss, a rebound, and a foul.
Looks like it'll go against Kirkhoff.
That's who it is. It'll be his second.
Well, Kramer does not back down for anyone, even if it's 6'11". Grant Johnson, he takes it right to the basket. Really a strong player.
We saw last night at Williams Arena, the first quarter, he took the ball 3 times right at Bob Martin. Apple Valley 7-footer, and that was an immediate tip-off to the type of player Kramer is.
Well, he may get a few blocked, but he's also going to pick up a number of fouls.
And the 2 foul shots for Kramer, that gives him now 15 points. And here is a steal and a layup by Kramer.
Full court pressure, 1-2-1-1 zone press. Armstrong wants a timeout.
And a timeout by Larry Weem on the Armstrong bench. 4:32 to go, third quarter. Osseo now leads by 7.
Where are we?
I wish we were home eating Frankenberry cereal, the dreamy part of this complete breakfast.
Yeah, scrumptious strawberry-flavored marshmallows.
Even we like strawberry marshmallows. If you're not too scared, just stay put. You'll see the unseen. Mr. Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
Bye-bye. Bigfoot. 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 You too can see what Bigfoot looks like on boxes of Frankenberry cereal.
Bigfoot.
Did you know that there's a frozen pizza that has 50% more toppings than Domino's or Pizza Hut pizza? And twice the toppings of our regular frozen pizza? It's called Twice Top Tony's Pizza because it's piled high with real cheese, sausage, pepperoni, and the finest vegetables. So when you're in the freezer section at your store, look for Twice Top Tony's Pizza. We're doing all we can to help you remember the name. Twice Top Tony's Pizza.
Grant Johnson trying to make the pass there. They put the big guy in there so they'll have an outlet on the inbounds play, but backfires this time as a nice steal and feed to Kramer for the basket. 7-point margin for Osseo.
Now you're going to get a charging foul called against Wilkerson.
Well, it was a timely timeout by Armstrong to try to stop the momentum. But Stuart Kramer doing a nice job getting in position here.
Wilkerson kind of lost control of that ball, and he was really reaching more for the ball, but he used his elbow to shove off on Kramer, and now Osseo in danger of opening up a significant margin here.
Well, we already have both teams at the limit now. We'll be shooting bonus for everybody the rest of the game. We're just about halfway through the third quarter. Jeff Jones, the 3 missing, and the rebound Kirchhoff for Armstrong, and then Jones is caught on the back, and that's going to be his 4th foul.
We said early in the game that Armstrong has a little bit more depth than Osseo, and Jeff Jones, along with Kramer, are the 2 real inside forces for Osseo, and now Jones is going to have to sit down. Callahan comes in to spell him with the 4 foul.
With Jones sitting on the bench, his head buried in his hands. He can't believe he committed that foul. There he is. 15-point sit. Kramer is in the game with 16 for Osseo. And Horton comes out with a loose ball for the Orioles. 3:50 to go, third quarter. 7-point lead, and still 7 as Kramer misses. And now 9 as Horton puts it in.
Osseo has by Horton.
With the biggest lead of the game for the Orioles, 9 points. They have scored the last 7. Last 6 points they have scored. Jankel to Matt Nigan, a block shot by Kramer, and Osseo out with the ball.
Osseo just does not lose many battles for loose balls. They are very quick hands.
That's right. One thing we haven't seen yet, Armstrong broke their game open with Forest Lake in the second half, really with Jason Johnson. Got going, hit about 3 or 4 shots in a row. Eventually, that one may be what Armstrong will need.
So they'd like to get it down to at least 5 or so by the end of the third quarter.
I think Jason was listening.
7-point game now as Johnson gets one.
By Jason Johnson.
He's really the only explosive scorer that we can see on the Armstrong team. Guy that can rack up a few for you in a hurry. going to be patient here against the 2-3 zone. (44-37), Osseo leading, 2:15 to go in the third quarter. Jet all the way.
That's exactly the kind of execution that Coach Warren Bolin for the Osseo Orioles is going to want. Now they got possession again.
Kramer the steal, Mike Porton missing the bank shot, and the rebound will go out off Osseo. It'll be Armstrong ball.
Armstrong's really on the ropes right now. They just can't solve that press. Wilkerson turned it over again. And to the attack comes Corton. His shot won't go in, and then there's a real scramble as they try to collect the rebound off Osseo to Armstrong. Again, Osseo with a chance to set up that press.
Jankala. Grayson Johnson. And the rebound with Callanan. Osseo with it at 1:35 to play third quarter. Armstrong down by 9. Osseo with the ball. And Callanan's going to be called for the charging foul, and that will be his 4th. So Osseo's Tim Callanan now with 4 fouls.
55, Callanan.
Here comes Callanan up the baseline. Getting position there is Niggin.
That time he didn't leave his feet. Got a charge called earlier in the game when the defender left his feet.
Armstrong doing a better job against the press now, getting the ball to Jankala in the middle of the court. And that's what you want to do against the zone press, not dribble through it, but pass it and get it to the middle to your main ball handler.
Gustafson, 21 in the game, feeding Matt Niggin to the hoop.
Hawkins basket by 53, Niggin.
Oh, it's a 7-point game. 50 seconds to play third quarter. Osseo leading.
Armstrong coming out in a man-to-man defense now. Looking like they're going to try to double a little bit.
Traveling ball there. Chance to get it to that 5-point margin now with 39 seconds left in the quarter. Warren Bolin applauds the effort.
Kramer pounding the ball. Dan Bedrick off to Paul Gustafson. Seconds. See the clock lower right.
Jet almost had another steal.
Nice drive and pass to the basket. Matt Niggin. Still time for Osseo here.
Basket by Niggin.
They have to hurry now, and Jet lost the ball. Jet did the same thing last night at Williams Arena. Same exact situation. He took his eye off the ball in the closing seconds, let it go right through his hands. 3 seconds. The end of the quarter on Jankala's attempt. And so at the end of the third quarter, we are where we were at halftime. Osseo leading Robbinsdale Armstrong by 5 at the 1988 boys basketball tournament.
Hi, my name is Roland. Why are fruit wrinkles wrinkled? Did someone forget to iron them? Did they stay in the bathtub too long? No, the wrinkles are where they hide all the real fruit and fun. Want to see some pudding?
How can it be? I can't believe my eyes. Pudding roll-ups, pudding in disguise.
Betty Crocker pudding roll-ups. Delicious creamy pudding in disguise.
Pudding roll-ups.
minutes left in the season for one of these coaches, at least in their efforts to win a state championship. Warren Bolin of Osseo, Larry William of Armstrong. There's a collision, no call, the ball to Armstrong. Jankala, Kirkhoff for three, and now we have a 2-point game.
3-point basket by Kirkhoff.
Well, Armstrong showing good poise, chipping away at that lead.
Jet again having problems with his footwork.
And Armstrong doing this with Jason Johnson and Brian Wilkerson sitting down. And that is the lead. Jay Kirkhoff with another three. And just like that, Armstrong has the lead by a point.
3-point basket by Kirkhoff.
Same formula on those 2 3-pointers. Turnover, and then Jankala finds Kirkhoff.
I would think Osseo is going to need a timeout pretty soon here.
Well, they tried to get one there. The bench was up, but the players didn't hear it in all the excitement. Now Warren Bolin may be changing his mind.
And Kramer gets the basket. That's what Osseo needs to do now. They need to get the ball to Jones and to Kramer. Their best players are not touching the ball. Osseo by a point. Dan Nebedrick, Jay Kirkhoff, consecutive 3-pointers. In for Matt Niggin, punched away, and Niggin called for the foul. And again, it was Kramer in the middle of that.
Another loose ball, another result. Victory for Osseo in the scramble.
Now Wilkerson and Johnson both come back in for Armstrong. Jankala and Kirkhoff come out. That's interesting. We'll see how long Larry William will keep Kirkhoff out after hitting back-to-back threes. Interesting that the coach would choose to change the lineup that just put together a pretty good run. Jeff Jones has not scored in the second half. Still, he's playing with 4 fouls. 6.5 minutes left. Osseo by 1. Brian Wilkerson. And then a foul on Nebedrick of Armstrong. Wilkerson now has 14. He's the leading scorer for Armstrong.
Tim Jett will shoot the free throw here. On the 1-and-1, 6:23 to play in a 1-point game. Larry Williams got to feel a little better than he did at the end of the third quarter.
Brian.
Good pass there.
Brian Wilkerson is a great shooter. You just can't leave him alone for a second. Heard a lot about Jason Johnson, but Brian Wilkerson being the big gun today.
You know, it's interesting watching Osseo both last night and today. They've been a team that very prone to streaks, both for them and against them. The game with Apple Valley last night was a game of 4 streaks, 2 for each side. Osseo had the last one. And in this game, they'll go along seemingly in control and then hit a 2-minute bad stretch, and boom, all of a sudden Armstrong's right back in the game.
Good look.
Yes, that was by Gustafson to Nebedrick. Armstrong by 2. Jet trapped. Jet in trouble. Jet turns it over again.
Bounced it on the sideline there. Armstrong has the momentum, and now Warren Bolin's going to take a timeout.
And the whole Robbinsdale and Plymouth into the building. The Armstrong fans are ecstatic with 6:08 to play. They lead Osseo by 2.
Used to be, when investors got into the stock market, they could almost plan on things going one way. But unfortunately, things don't always come out as planned. So if you're looking for an investment you can count on, come to TCF for a variety of insured savings plans that offer a guaranteed rate and keep yourself well covered.
Hey fans, our world champion Minnesota Twins are back, ready to open the 1988 season on April 8th, 9th, and 10th against the Toronto Blue Jays. And here's a special bonus. Opening night, April 8th, is also Snapper Calendar Night, with all fans receiving a beautiful 12-month Twins calendar free, courtesy of your local Snapper dealer. Tickets for all Twins home games are on sale now at Dayton's, the Twins Pro Shop and the Metrodome Ticket Office, or call the Twins directly. Get in on the action and call today, because in 1988, the rally continues.
Don't forget, by the way, that on Sunday, Channel 9, our Grapefruit Special, produced by the incomparable Joe Harowitz. You'll see it at 5 o'clock Sunday here on Channel 9. Right now, we got a whale of a AA basketball game going on here. Armstrong leading by 2. 6 minutes and 7 seconds remaining. I think Janet and Jim, what Osseo really needs is the Tim Jets to be able to handle the ball. 4 straight turnovers.
Well, Armstrong's really been putting the pressure on him, and he's had a few costly turnovers.
Yet when he can get it down, when he does his penetration, he's very effective getting in the lane and either scoring or dishing off.
Well, you got people like Stuart Kramer and Jeff Jones, so you've got to be able to get them the ball in the position where they can score. And they've had a couple of possessions where they haven't even got a shot at the basket.
It's definitely Armstrong's run right here, and Osseo trying to get that momentum turned around.
Loose Kramer traveling, wipes out the basket. .5:38 remaining. And Niggin, and a good play by Herman, but he stepped on the sideline as he broke back with the ball. Armstrong will get it back. Dan Nebedrick with it. Armstrong playing a couple of, three players who did not start the game in the lineup right now.
You look over on their bench, Kirkhoff, Jankila, Grant Johnson, Moe, and McComas. They do have their 10 deep.
It's frightening. You think about next year.
And Dan Nebedrick didn't even get into this game till the third quarter after starting last night. Will go to the line on the foul called against. Fouls against Herman.
Nebedrick has done a nice job there. He beat Jet, and Jet has been in his face constantly, and he's been handling the pressure real well.
Yeah, to Jet's credit, he hasn't let it hurt his defense. Some of the problems he's been having handling the ball, he's doing a good job pressuring the Armstrong guards.
And Herman now has 4 fouls for Osseo. Herman and Jeff Jones both have 4. And Armstrong has a 4-point lead. 5:09 remaining. Mike Porton. Herman. High post is Jones, and he is fouled. Matt Niggin. And Armstrong is so many different people that nobody gets in foul trouble. They don't have anybody with more than 2 fouls against them in the game.
We'll see if that tells down the stretch. Kirkhoff checking in, and Niggin goes out.
Jeff Jones. Boy, Jones having foul shooting difficulties, and Kramer's having no rebounding trouble. 20 points now for Stuart Kramer. 2-point game with 4:45 remaining. Nice rebound by Tim Jett. Herman, Jeff Jones.
Could be 5. No, it's on the block.
Called it on Jay Kirkhoff of Armstrong.
Comes Jones on the drive. Kirkhoff tries to get over, but bellied up there and draws the foul. Jones now can tie the game with 4:25 to play. He can make them both.
He's missed, I think, 3 foul shots in a row here in this half. He's been short all the time. Short again. He's short on every foul shot in this half.
Well, we thought that was just a Williams Arena phenomenon yesterday, but it's carrying over here today.
And that gets us to timeout. It'll be Armstrong ball when we come back. 4:24 to play, and the Falcons lead 53-51.
We've been here too long already.
Kathy Durham looks cool under pressure, but just because her blouse is dry doesn't mean she smells good.
Because underarm odor is invisible, she needs Sure Roll-On. Sure helps protect against wetness and kills bacteria that cause odor. So, Kathy, why go to school with a dry blouse and a false sense of security? Tomorrow, use Sure Roll-On and be just as sure about odor as you are about wetness.
Thanks.
Lucky's cornered with his Lucky Charms.
Oh, I'll make an ice cave and hide in the old reflections with me Lucky Charms. The part of this nutritious breakfast with marshmallow surprises. Yikes, I'm trapped in ice.
Look, he needs help. But how can we find the real Lucky?
They can't, but you kids can with these magic glasses free in Lucky Charms. With them, you can find the real Lucky magically on TV.
Wow!
Can you find the real Lucky? You can with your magic glasses in Lucky Charms.
What's happening here is the last 4 minutes of the last semifinal game, and then the program What's Happening will follow, followed by Happy Days. And the rest, Family Ties coming your way, Facts of Life, Different Strokes. And we'll be back with basketball at 7, Class A semifinals.
It's Dale Paulson of our great camera crew. You saw there. We'll all get a chance to eat some dinner while you're watching Facts of Life. And be back with the Class A semis at 7 o'clock. And here's Osseo back with a chance to tie Herman. And it'll be Osseo ball still.
One thing that's got to be a decision for Larry William as they come down the stretch, you know, you can't really decide which players have been the most effective. Each have had good spots for Armstrong. He's got to pick the right combination there with his 10-man group as they come into the deciding moments. Kirchhoff.
Boy, Jet made sure that there would be no three-point play there. He knew he was going to foul him. He made sure he wasn't going to make a basket.
Well, Tim Jett stands 5'10", but he was way up in the air on that one.
Actually didn't foul him very hard.
Pretty good play there.
I thought he was going to hit his head on the backboard.
Do you have that problem when you were playing?
I was just going to say that's a problem I never had.
Gustafson out for Robbinsdale. Jankala back in. There's Kirchhoff. And Armstrong leads by 3. Osseo came down a couple of trips with a chance to tie, didn't, and they may regret that later. It's like 3 chances to tie. Now we got a lane violation on the shooter. That foul shot is wiped out on a lane violation against the shooter, Kirchhoff. So it'll be Osseo ball, 3-point Armstrong lead.
No basket, lane violation.
Jeff Jones, Doug Herman. Herman, whoa, came close to an over and back there.
Jankala coming over on the run and jump defense, almost got him.
Herman, 3-pointer. Hoping for a Kramer rebound, no go, and here's Armstrong.
Well, one thing that's evident is Larry William has decided to go with a quick lineup here. You know, Bedrick, both Wilkerson and Johnson. And he's also got Jankala in there, so Kirchhoff is his biggest player at 6'4".
Oh, that is huge. A 3 by Jason Johnson.
Sure was a big basket. 6-point difference now.
And Jones gets 2 back for Osseo. It was a 4-point game, 57-53 Armstrong with 3 minutes remaining. That's the first points for Jones in the second half. 17. 11 for Jason Johnson. Four-point lead. Let's see how patient Armstrong will be with the ball. Not very. And they get the basket. Jankala.
Maybe they don't need to be. Jankala shooting with a lot of confidence.
Jordan Kramer off to Jones for 3. Got it. Big 3 for Osseo.
Remember, it was Jones who brought Osseo back from the dead last night with a 3-pointer against Apple Valley.
2:20 to play. 3-point lead for Armstrong.
Well, the new 3-point shot sure does make for some exciting finishes.
Jason Johnson off the screen. The turnaround, he's made 2 big shots in a row. 13 for Jason Johnson. Armstrong by 5 as we go under 2 minutes to play. Herman for 3. Got it! Two-point game, and Armstrong will keep it with 1:44 to play. And this one's winding down as well as the Rocori-Wilmer game did yesterday.
Johnson got in trouble there, the double team. He was lucky that ball went back to his team. Big three-point shot here, nailed in there. And Herman, who hadn't been real good from outside, hit it when it counted.
135. Jason Johnson knocked out of his hands, but Johnson recovers. He has an open man in Wilkerson. And there's a big play as Armstrong had a 3-on-1 into the basket. They get no points, and now Osseo gets the ball. The Orioles were going so aggressively for the loose ball, they were outmanned 3-1 under the hoop. Yes, Doug Herman. Minute 10, Osseo down 2. Jones going right in. And Johnson comes out with the ball for Armstrong. You saw the Falcons defense all trying to draw a charge. Everybody was there trying to get a charge. They may just spread the floor here. 50 seconds. Gustafson, Wilkerson.
Osseo has to come out and be more aggressive, really start denying the pass and try to go for a steal here. They don't want to foul if they don't have to. But they do need the ball.
They're too close to the midcourt line, and they finally foul. Mike Horton fouls Gustafson at 31 seconds.
Well, a good play by Osseo. They went for the steal, double team. Almost knocked it loose there cleanly, Horton did, but he did catch him across the arm. And that will send, is it Bedrick to the line?
That'll be Gustafson.
Gustafson's been instrumental here in the fourth quarter, finding open teammates a couple of times, and now Osseo takes the timeout.
And we will as well. 31 seconds left in this AA semifinal game, and Armstrong leads Osseo 61-59.
Electricity. The comfortable, convenient, 100% efficient, safe heat for every family.
Now, through incredibly low off-peak rates from your electric cooperative, electric home and water heating is affordable for the budget of any home. Ask your electric cooperative about their low off-peak rates.
Where are we?
I wish we were home eating Frankenberry cereal, the dreamy part of this complete breakfast.
Yeah, scrumptious strawberry-flavored marshmallows.
We like strawberry marshmallows.
If you're not too scared, just stay put. You'll save you unseen.
It's Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
Bye-bye. Bigfoot.
Bigfoot, 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 Bigfoot.
You too can see what Bigfoot looks like on boxes of Frankenberry cereal.
Bigfoot.
A couple of key players as we head down the stretch. Gustafson, of course, can put his team up 4 with 31 seconds to play if he can handle the free throw situation. Lots of pressure. And Jeff Jones has shown no hesitation to take crucial shots for Osseo. The senior leader, who stands 6'3", but does have 4 fouls.
Well, he may get another opportunity to take another crucial shot. Gustafson looks confident. You go to the huddle, they always tell the shooters, relax, relax. Hard to do.
31 seconds. Oh, and a rebound by Jason Johnson, and Armstrong has it right back.
Well, Osseo in the same situation now.
And Jet reached in, got the ball, but also gets the man at 23 seconds. And boy, Osseo now behind the 8 ball.
Comes Jankula, Jet with that quick hands, but that's a play where it really didn't look like he got him too much, but when you reach around like that, it's hard to avoid getting the call.
Foul 9 times out of 10. Jankula. he makes this, well, now Osseo's in real trouble. Those extra 8 seconds that ran off the clock when Johnson got the offensive rebound hurt Osseo deeply.
The seconds become so valuable when you get to this point.
Big foul shots by Scott Jankel, a 4-point lead for Armstrong. Herman, Jet. He hit it! And a timeout right away by Osseo. Well, we'll talk about that when we come back. I can't believe Jet did that, but it pays off for his team. Will break with 15 seconds to play, and Armstrong leads by 1.
Well, Tim Jett has done most of his damage inside today, but here he coolly backs up beyond the three-point line and drains it. Osseo gets the timeout immediately, and now with 15 seconds to go, Armstrong clings to a 1-point lead.
What a tough shot, too. Going away from the basket. Your momentum is going away from the basket, and that's a long shot. He's not taken many from that range today.
Now, even if Armstrong does make a couple of free throws on a quick foul, there's always a chance of another three-point bomb to produce an overtime.
Well, this press has given Armstrong some trouble.
See the time, 1-point lead for Armstrong in red. And finally the foul, and it'll be Jason Johnson. I'm sure that's the man that Armstrong wanted to have the ball in his hands. Tim Callanan committing the foul, I believe.
The defensive team going out now for Osseo, and they'll bring in those three-point shooters. They've got a lot of them. Jones is capable. Kramer is certainly capable. Herman has drained one. Jet, we just saw, hit one.
All right, situation is Johnson shoots 1 and 1. 10 seconds. Even if he makes both, Osseo could tie with a 3. If he makes this, would you bring it across midcourt and call time if you're Osseo? Or just go ahead and run it?
Coaches have a lot of different philosophies. It depends on what Warren Boland's is. Some of them say, no, just go ahead and take it and do what you've done. Armstrong wants a timeout.
Yeah, they do. Johnson got that signal from Larry Williams before the second foul shot. So they don't even give Osseo the choice. It's another rule in basketball I don't like. Why should the shooting team there be able to, they should not be able to call a timeout? We'll listen to the huddle roll.
Now we gotta pass it up the floor. You two gotta really move, and we gotta spread ourselves outside the 3. Then we gotta go for the rebound. If we don't get a 3, we gotta call a timeout. All right? After we score. All right? After we score. Okay? Now we're still in good shape. Okay? First guy who's open to take a 3, you gotta take it. First guy who's open. All of you can hit it, so that's making a difference. All right? Now they're gonna put pressure on Tim, so we gotta go into the middle with him working up the floor. He pressure. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Warren Boland laid it right on the line. First man who's open with a 3 has to put it up, because it's going to take him 5 of those 10 seconds just to get the ball up the court.
Now he expects pressure, and here it comes from Armstrong.
Now, if you're Armstrong, would you foul?
That's an interesting point, and one that comes up oftentimes now with the 3 points. You can only get 2 from the free throw line.
That wouldn't be a bad idea. They really don't want to do anything to stop the clock, though, either.
Jones, he'll have a chance. But that's it. And Robbinsdale Armstrong has upset Osseo to qualify for the state championship in AA.
Osseo tried to get a timeout call, but the time had expired. And 2 just wasn't enough.
Let's watch the last 10 seconds again. The ball will wind up with the man Osseo wants to shoot it, Janet, I'm sure, and Jeff Jones.
They set everything up ideally. Jeff Jones there on the right wing, in 3-point range. Defensive pressure made it difficult for him to get the shot off cleanly. There's the follow. Looks like they had their timeout with 1 second.
But in the time it takes click the clock off. That's the human part of the game that can't be taken out. Well, the Osseo Orioles only lost 2 games this season. They were both Armstrong, and the second one by 1 point costs Osseo a 5th berth in the state title game. Instead, it will be Armstrong that will oppose undefeated Rocori tomorrow night at 9 o'clock here at the St. Paul Civic Center for the AA championship. What a great job, Janet, because they did it with 10 people.
They are just so deep, and they're so very talented. A lot of quickness.
Armstrong.
Probably see a lot more of Armstrong in the future, Ted.
The joy for Armstrong as they go to the finals, beating Osseo 65-64. We're back to the boys basketball tournament in a moment.
Armstrong, buy your tickets for the game tomorrow night. Only extra.
Jam balls, some fun for you all. Jam balls, some fun for you all. Oh, I'm a jammer, baby. Now you all can stick it to 'em. I'm talking about jam ball. No roly-poly kid's toy. You gotta be right on it, as in on the ball. Jam ball, it's flying your way, so catch it, baby. Jam balls, some fun for you all. Jam balls, some fun for you all. Jam ball. Jam ball, new from Coleco. Jam ball.
I've devised my own way to cook perfect steaks without slicing them open. I cook an extra little piece, and I test it. I call it my test steak. Of course, it's done a little early, but that's part of the secret. No one ever knows, because I eat the evidence. Beef, real food for real people.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jim Cott. And I'm Ted Robinson. Between the two of us, we have 283 wins. Close enough. That's right. This year, we'll be teaming up to bring you all the play-by-play of the world champion Minnesota Twins.
From the first pitch of spring training to the last out of the season, we'll bring you the score. Joining us in the booth will be John Gordon.
KMSP TV, home of the world champion Minnesota Twins.
Perry Williams back at the St. Paul Civic Center. There you see the Falcons from Robbinsdale Armstrong. They will go to the championship game with a 65-64 victory this afternoon over the Osseo Orioles. They'll face unbeaten Rocori in the title game tomorrow night at the St. Paul Civic Center. Now let's go over to Jim Gillen. Gilly?
We're with Larry William, the winning coach from Robbinsdale Armstrong, and you've played these guys twice. You've each won one, and you must have figured that it was going to be another game where it was going to come down to the wire.
We figured it was going to be close all the way. We got kind of concerned when they jumped out to that lead on us, but we fought back, and we were in striking distance in the fourth quarter, and that's all we could ask.
You mentioned that they were beating you with their quickness early, but you have a bigger lineup. And still, at crunch time, you came back with your own quickness, and that was really what took it away from them.
Yes, Jim, we went with 3 guards and our 2 small forwards. They were beating us to the boards with their quickness and their quick jumping, and we decided to go with a little smaller lineup, and it seemed to do the trick for us, brought us back in the game.
I thought one player who was particularly effective was Jankala. When you were down there, he helped force a couple of turnovers, and then he found Kirchhoff open for those 2 3-pointers, which really turned it around. Is he that kind of player?
Scotty's a real good player. He broke his foot 2 games into the season, was out 10 weeks. And he just came back just prior to region time, and we're really fortunate to have him with us today, especially.
Now, you were ahead by 3 points with 10 seconds to go. They had the ball, and you naturally expect them to go for 3. What was your defensive thinking there as they passed the ball in?
Well, we told them not to give them any 3-pointers, to let them beat us on the drive to the basket and let them shoot the 2 and grab the ball as soon as it went through and step out of bounds with it so they could not call timeout. We gave them anything but a 3.
Did you ever consider fouling? I know that comes up now because they can only get 2 from the free throw line.
No, we didn't consider fouling. We just told them to overplay. Do not allow them to even get the 3-point shot off. They have such quickness. If we did stop the clock, we felt at that point in time we're playing the clock, not the Osseo.
Now, do you think your depth was a big factor in this game? You mentioned you go 10 deep, and it seemed to me that you had several combinations that were certainly capable of playing good basketball.
We have played 10 players most of the year. I think out of the 10, 7 or 8 of them have started at least 1 game, and I think that added to our team unity towards the end here in the state and region tournaments.
Maybe some of those injuries helped produce a little of that depth, huh?
Well, we can look back on it now and smile, but at the time it didn't seem like it was going to be too positive. We lost 5 out of our last 8 games of the year in league play, but our kids kept their heads up and kept believing.
That's a tough conference. Now, look, Rocori coming up tomorrow. They're another team that, like Osseo, very quick and some people up front who can jump, but not tremendously deep. You might have an edge there again.
Well, when you get down to this last game, I don't think anybody's got an edge, but yes, you're right, Jim. They're very similar to Osseo. They can all shoot the ball. All 6 kids can score for Rocori, and they're quick and they jump well. So we're looking for a real hard ball game tomorrow night.
Well, Larry Williams' team has demonstrated they can get out in front and hold it. They did that against Forest Lake. They came from behind today against Osseo, and they're ready for anything that might come up tomorrow against Rocori. Good luck in the championship.
Thanks a lot, Jim.
Okay, Perry?
Okay, so the Falcons from Robbinsdale Armstrong have soared into the finals against Rocori. Back with more activities at the St. Paul Civic Center after this.
Tonight when they face the top-rated girls team this year, but the boys team is unbeaten and rated second in the state. Some Lake Conference coaches felt the Osseo boys would be near the bottom of the league this year. 14 wins later, the rest of the metro area is finding out that the Orioles are number 1.
You know, I was talking to Billy Romer before the season, one of our guards, and he said, we're going to be good. It was kind of a quiet confidence, more so than a bragging, we're going to blow everybody away type of confidence. But he said, Billy said we could be a good team.
Most people figure the girls team would be back on top this year. They start 5 juniors from a squad that made the state tournament last year. It is a very close-knit team.
We're all friends outside of basketball. It's not like we just have our groups during basketball. We all get along. All our parents are together all the time. It's just like everybody's one big family.
You might think some competition would develop between the two teams. To the contrary, together they form a support network.
When we look up in the stands, all the guys are there cheering, and when the guys play, and if we're not playing the same night, all our girls are there, and I think that's a real good support system for both teams.
We mentioned the Osseo boys are rated number 2 in the state. The number 1 rated team, Minneapolis North, is in the same region, so that should make for an interesting matchup in March. Defense, or lack of it, has been the North